Alright guys, in today's video I'm going to be installing the Riva Pro Series Waterbox into my 2024 SeaDoo RXT-X 325. So if you are looking to do the same, this video will show you what you need to do. This is not a performance mod by any means, as much as somebody will tell you. I think Riva themselves will even say in the description that this is, it helps improve performance. The factory water box is not restrictive at all. There's a few baffles in there, but it is a straight through design. You're not going to gain anything by putting a water box in. I'm simply doing this for the better sound. It's slightly shortened, but it's also completely gutted on the inside. There's no baffles or anything like that. So it's really just a sound change there, and that's pretty much it. The only reason I'm doing this is because I really like the sound of skis, especially the superchargers, but of course the 325 no longer has a supercharger sound. It's very quiet because the compressor wheel is so much smaller. So to have something, I did a rear facing exhaust, and now I'm just going to kind of boost it up a little bit with the water box. I ride out on a very long and wide river. It's a freight channel, so I'm not too concerned about noise. If I was riding on a lake or something like that, I probably would not be doing this. But the noise for neighbors and other riders and everything is not a concern. So let's get right into it. At the end of the video, I'm going to do a before and after sound comparison. It's 17 degrees outside, so there's no way I'm going to be doing a sound comparison on the water. But I'll do a sound comparison with and without the water box installed on the rear facing exhaust, at least here in the garage. So if you want to do the same thing, you can kind of get a reference for it. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. That is all of the fogging oil burning off, and of course I forgot I had a bunch of the RV antifreeze in, so all my tools are soaked now in typical fashion. So yeah, that's looking extra crisp. I'm going to go ahead and let the garage air out so I don't die, and then we'll get started with the install. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is just get the air intake out of the way. If you have an aftermarket air intake, it's very simple. You just have one screw. If you have a factory air intake, you're just going to have that small rubber elbow. So you'll have two hose clamps you want to take off, one at the supercharger inlet and the other one that does the coupling. If you have a SeaDoo 325, your elbow is obviously just going to come up, so you'll take it off at the top housing. So let's go ahead and we'll get this off now. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we can see that what we need to remove here. So we are going to loosen the clamps on the exhaust here, here, and these two clamps here. I have a rear-facing exhaust, so it comes off right here. If you have the factory exhaust, you have a rubber hose that's going to kind of go across. It's going to be even easier for you guys. So you just have to remove the one hose clamp, and then you can kind of just push the hose out of the way. So let's loosen this guy. This guy will disconnect the exhaust gas temperature sensor, and then these two hose clamps here as well. Okay, with all those removed, the last thing we need to remove is the strap that's holding the water box in. You can remove it from either side. They just kind of snap into place. I'm going to remove the one down here. As you can see, it's definitely a lot easier to get to. So we'll just kind of push it down and then lift it out just like that. You can still barely see some smoke coming out of there. So that's it. The water box is now loose. All we're going to do is kind of push it back to get it out of this coupler, and then we should just be able to kind of lift it out of the body like that. I'm going to set up the camera to try and record that process. Now the fun part is going to be trying to get this out. Because I have that rear exhaust in there, so it just doesn't go all the way back. There we go. And I may have to take out the intercooler outlet hose in order to get this out too. Yeah, it's looking like that. Let me put the camera somewhere else. All right, I got that loose. Let's go ahead and see what we can do now. And there it is. All right, there's the difference. The gray is obviously the factory, and you'll see if you look inside, there's kind of a baffle in there. It goes all the way to the back, where the Riva one does not. It's just a kind of clean shot all the way through. There's nothing in there at all. So the only thing we have to do now is hook up the temperature sensor to the new exhaust. This just comes out of the OEM one, and you thread it into the adapter hole in the new one. So I'm going to do that real quick. All right, just wanted to show you guys what it looks like in here without the water box attached. Obviously it sits right there. I have the rear exit exhaust, so I don't know where I put the pipe. I put the pipe somewhere, but I basically just have a pipe that goes straight out the back. Instead of over into a resonator that would normally sit in that pocket back there and then out of the side. So this is what it looks like when it's all cleared out. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the new water box. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so the water box is in. I'm not going to tighten these clamps yet until I get the other rear facing pipe in, just because I may need to adjust a little bit. And then I'm also not going to reattach anything from the intake side until I get that part done. So let's go ahead and get the rest of the exhaust parts back in. Just to show you how difficult these back screws are, I'm laying down in the engine compartment right now because I can't see anything. I'm using the GoPro as my camera to see where these bolts are. Okay, next I'm just going to put the water box strap on. Just loop over and it'll attach to that piece over there that we took off earlier. Okay, that retainer strap up there is installed. So we're going to go ahead and put on the coupler that joins the water box to the rear exhaust. Let's do that now. All right, and next I'm going ahead and tighten the two clamps that are holding the water box adapter on. So let's do that now. Now we can go ahead and re-clip the temperature sensor harness. That's it. And then really the last step is just reattach the air intake. If you have the factory one, you'll go ahead and put that elbow on. I have an aftermarket, so I'm obviously going to reattach that. So let's do that, and then we'll fire it up and see how it sounds. And as usual, just double check everything that was removed. Both of these clamps are tight. Temperature sensors installed, the two clamps holding the rear exhaust are on, air intake's back in, blow-off valve and intake are attached. And then I just double checked through my rear facing exhaust as well, just to make sure everything lined up, and I did tighten that from the inside, so we should be good to go there. So let's go ahead and we'll get this thing started to see how it sounds.